Let it go. Hey, what's going on guys? It's Ben from Parker Baits and welcome back to another fishing video. Now this is a fishing video, but the first bit of this video, we're actually at Coking Farm and we are now official stockists at this fishery. We're going in, we're tying it up, if you like, Parker Baits in it, making it Parkified if you like, making it look sexy. I know you seem to use that word a lot at the factory. And then after that, myself and Ian, which is behind the camera at the moment, we're actually heading to the Clover Lake on the complex. Now, I've only fished here once before, I'm quite excited, and it's now been a couple of weeks since I've been back since Thailand, so I'm absolutely clucking to get out and catch some absolute rhinoceros pigs, hopefully. So we're here to restock, get some bits done in that shop, which I'm going to show you in a second, but first you've got to put up a banner. So without further ado, myself and Ian are going to crack on, start off with this banner, make it look sexy over there, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace out. So bosh, there it is, banner done just when you come in. And what I would say is, guys, if you are coming to Coking Farm, get a selfie with it and tag us in on Instagram or Facebook or on our community page. Bosh. Right, so that is the banner done, and I'm going to actually take you now in the Coking shop and show you exactly what we've done. We've fully restocked now. And like I mentioned earlier, we've tightened it up to make it look very nice. Come with me. Right, so there it is, it's official. We're now here. We put our new sign up, quite happy with that. I think it looks quite nice. So you've got on there, family run, unique blends, high quality, because that's something we sort of thrive on as a business. I go over it a lot. High nutritional value is a big one for me. We're really sort of targeting the fish as opposed to the angler. We really do care about the fish themselves, and obviously our YouTube channel. So we'll kick it off with our hook baits. Now we've got a selection of hook baits, not all of our hook baits, because we've actually got 21 different hook baits as a family, as brothers. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to touch on a couple of them, ones that I feel that are quite new as well, new to the Parker Baits range and quite exciting. So I'll kick it off with the Magic Beans, and believe it or not, Coking were one of the first people to get their hands on the Magic Beans, and they're already doing very well. So we've got the OG fish and the OG fruit and nut. They come with four different colours within. You've got yellows, pinks, oranges and whites in there. They sit off the back of pretty much any hook absolutely perfectly, like a wafter should, and look absolutely great if you ask me. So that's them. Right, so next up is my favourite, and something that's devastating in its own right if you ask me, and something I've done very well on, not just this year but for a long time now. So here they are, our wafters, and obviously we offer these in the fruit and nut and the OG fish, which is this one you're seeing now in front of me. They got the fleck on there, and obviously they're cured in Himalayan rock salt, the fine Himalayan rock salt. You've got that lovely crust around there, and almost leaves like a little halo around each bait when you're fishing it, especially in a PVA bag scenario. Not only have you got your mini mix pellet, which I'll touch on in a second, but you've got that little bait breaking down every time. Happy days. Right, so next up is our hardened hookers. Now, we've actually brung these out quite late as a business because we've been refining them and trying to make them the best we possibly could. They got the same flecking as our bait itself, so you know that you can fish a bait that's going to look the same over a long period of time over a spot, and it's not going to stand out. It's a little bit more uniform on the bottom, if you like. Now, these are our hardened hookers, so I would advise if you're fishing a big bed of bait, what you can do is you can fish our hardened hookers. Yes, they are supercharged in regards to smell. They're very strong, but what you can also do is buy the magic dust, add the flat spot to it, which I've been speaking in later videos on our channel. Applying that flat spot, hitting the magic dust on to build that crust up around the bait itself, and ultimately it's a match made in heaven. So that's enough on the hook baits. Let's touch on some other products that we offer here at Coking. Now let me just touch on our magic dust. Now the OG fruit and nut magic dust consists of 25 different food particles, very stimulating to carp and perfect again for the PVA bag scenario. So obviously put at the bottom of the bag to stop that hook point from blowing, if you like. What I also like to do for this is add it to my particle as well, add it to pellet. It really is, the world is your oyster with this product. So that's the fruit and nut, and then moving on to this magic dust. So this is our OG fish magic dust, 27 different food particles in that. Believe it or not, there's just under 20 different spices within this. You've got blood plasmas, you've got some CPSP90 content, and you've also got some Himalayan rock salt and some crushed hemp. Again, that's just me just touching on a few of the powders that are within our magic dust. So OG fish, OG fruity nut, and again available here at Cokin. Now moving down, we've got the selection of each of our pellets. The fruity nut, when you do walk in the shop, what we have done is we haven't stilled the top of it. Come in, have a smell, and you will be blown away. But I don't advise actually going in and eating some yourself, but they really do smell nice. Moving on to our mini mix, which is in the middle there. Being that this is a 2 ml pellet, again, I know I keep saying PVA bag, but it really is perfect for the PVA bag scenario. You can make a nice tight bag. You've got 5 different types of pellet, including Robin Red, high and low oil pellet. And what you'll find is then it obviously gives off different food signals, different breakdowns, depending on the temperature of the water, etc, etc. Now moving on to these, again, this is our OG fish. We're sending a hell of a lot of this at the moment, being that's a slightly higher oil pellet. You can get away with it fishing it in the summer months. You've got 4, 6s and 8 in there, which obviously causes different breakdowns. And basically, I would like to say, keeps your spot live for a longer period of time, if that makes sense. And then going down from that, we've obviously got our liquid foods. Now, with our liquid foods, there's no bulkers in there, no BS. I haven't put things like glycerine in. It is a pure liquid food, and it really does do what it, well, does what it says on the tin, if you like. This is also PVA bag friendly. And moving off the back of that, we've got our flat spot, which is also PVA bag friendly. But the main reason for the flat spot and why I love the flat spot is because not only can you inject it in your PVA bag, but obviously initially you'll get that flat spot when you're fishing it. But what I do like about this, after a couple of hours, you'll find that flat spot will disappear. Now, when a fish goes over that spot and disperses the oils, being that it is an oil, it's going to naturally float to the top, and then you know that you've got fish on your spot again. So it's a very good indicator with, basically, like I just mentioned, knowing that fish are on your spot. Moving down from that, we've got a selection of our different new shelf life. Now, obviously, up until a couple of months ago, we just sold freezer bait. And the reason for that is because myself and my brother were trying to refine and basically make the best possible shelf life money could buy. Now, our egg ratio is the same in this. The ingredients is exactly the same in this. The only thing we've had to do is add a little bit of monopropylene to basically give it that shelf life properties. Basically, it can be on the shelf. Now, there's only a couple of key benefits to monopropylene. It's odourless, it's tasteless, and it basically stops mould. That is it. So that's that, and obviously, like I said, I'll put the smallest possible amount in, and hence why it's taken us ages. You can't just drop a product. You've got to obviously play about this for months and months and months, all over a year, to be honest with you, which is exactly what we've done as a family, as brothers. And like I mentioned at the beginning of this, we've made something that, quite frankly, is bloody brilliant. So there it is, the shelf life, the flat spot, the liquid foods, our pellet, and also finishing off with the magic dust and obviously our hook baits. Happy days. So I guess it'd be rude not to go around and show you some of the other products that they offer here in the shop at Cokin Farm. So we'll kick it off with even down to things like alarms. They really do cater for everybody's needs. And the mini Micron X's there, brilliant alarm, and I know a few of my friends actually use these as well. Right, so next up they offer a different selection of clothing here as well at Cokin. Down to Fox, you've got some Ridge Monkey, and there's a couple of other different brands as well. So when you're in the shop, pop over, have a look. To be honest, I wouldn't mind one of them myself. Right, so I think they are sleeping bags in there as well. Like I said, they really have got everything. Now moving on to this is how I can actually talk, because I've used these ones in myself before. The braid scissors from Ridge Monkey, very, very, very good product. I've also used the cork and the screw there as well. And I know myself and Ian have used these for years now, mate, haven't we? The lights, I think they're absolutely brilliant.
I've got about 3 now.
Yeah, same my end. I've got 2. You build them up, or you lose one, and then you find it again at the bottom of your bivvy bag. Yeah, and also I've never seen them before, but you got Ridge Monkey socks. Lovely, bloomin' jubbly. Well, it would definitely be rude not to go over the Fox section, and something again I use myself. They've got bobbins, they've got bank sticks, they've got buzz bars. Again, pretty much everything. And moving down a little bit, Ian, if you want to come with me. Baiting needles, all the terminal tackle range as well, micro ring swivels, anti-tangle sleeves, the crimp.
Oh, who's that fancy hammer? Hello.
You've also got the spoms, again, something I use a hell of a lot. Maybe not so much on this lake when we're fishing today, Ian, but I mean this is something we use on other complexes. The Spom scoops there, very good product. I haven't got one myself, but I've nicked Garrett's before and I know they're blooming good. And if we finish it off down here, mate, if you want to just come up here very quickly. That's all done, buddy. We have got the quarter section. Now they really have got everything here in the quarter section. The catapults, the PVA, the PVA mesh and the PVA bags. They've got some Ronnie setups there, which are you just tie on to obviously a braided material. The pre-made rigs, if you're not in the mood for tying your own, and obviously some hooks, and again they're terminal tackle as well. So there it is when you are heading down to the Coking Farm shop. Obviously make sure you pop over to the Parker Baits stand and get the freshest bait in the game, but you've also got loads of other stuff in here to have a look at as well. Happy days. Cheers, Gate Man.
Show me the room, baby. Let's get fishing.
So we're 75 and 76. How we doing? How are we doing this then, mate?
How we doing this?
How are we doing the peg draw?
Oh, I'll let you pick because you're the boss.
I don't know about that.
What's left?
Heads or tails, mate?
Heads.
Already. Where is it?
On his side.
I don't even know where it is. I've lost the pound.
There, on his side.
Alright, go again. You go. You go. You go. Tails it is. So I get to pick then. Is that right?
That's you, yeah.
Happy days. Right, wow. Playing fair.
Playing fair,
playing fair, mate. Playing fair. Well, the wind's obviously going down that way, so I think it'd probably be a no-brainer for me to get in that right-hand side peg. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. Rather exciting. The wind's popping down this end, but on your defence, mate, we've already seen sort of a bit of movement, didn't we? Here when we first turned up, it was like almost like a flat spotty sort of bit, wasn't it? There, I don't know if it's had previous bait there, so I think that's a no-brainer. But yeah, we're going to leave it at that. Clover Lake, here we come for the next 48 hours. Come on the Nosser Pigs and come on the Parker Baits, baby. He's out, he's dancing, he's dancing. We're both dancing, we're both dancing. We had a bit of a spell of weather there, mate, didn't we?
Yeah, less of it, isn't it, mate? So I'll take that.
So I'm all set up now. Ian's ready. Rods aren't out, but I wanted to just touch on exactly what we're going to do and how we're doing it. Touch on that in a second. But yeah, there's the rods again. They're not out. They're not out. I've just put them up for the second. Two nice swans there in front of us. Look beautiful. But first thing I've done is just put a bit of bait out. Now there's some reeds over there. I'm trying to get some guidance from the bailiff, or the head bailiff here, the main shop. I'm going to fish just off that, and I've put a little bit of OG fish, 14 mils, in the shelf life. And I've put them about a rod length off, and I've scattered about a kilo of bait. So I'm going to fish one rod over that, probably on a D rig, barbless hook reel here as well. One in the main open water on a PVA bag. And if I'm honest with you, I've actually seen a fish just about here. I've seen it show. So, and the other rod, again, I'll show you the mix later on in this video, but I've actually put my pole there sticking out, not in the water, but just a pole length of the Parker Baiter. So I know exactly where I'm fishing, so I'm going to fish one on the margin. So one here, and then one over there. So I'm literally sort of hitting or playing about with every tactic, if you like. I'm going to fish my tips up with back leads on. So if you're wondering why the tips are up, anybody who watches the channel, I've had people come around and make a comment for, oh, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't fish your rods up like that. And then I start catching, they go, oh, yeah. No, the reason why I do that is it makes it a bit more exciting as well, because I fish back leads from the tip down. So I'm not fishing out towards my line, literally the line's anchored down by a back lead and then out to the spot. And then obviously when you get a run, the tip goes, the rod bends round, it's all exciting. Obviously I'm not fishing a locked up clutch, I just pull the rod in. I'm fishing a very light clutch, so I can run to the rod. It's exciting. It just makes it that little bit more enjoyable, and that's the reasons why I do that. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. But I need to make some rigs now, because I'm all sort of clued up for you know, big pits, if you like. So I need to sort of tone it all down now. Yes, I've rung my 13 footers because I know someone's going to comment on that. Bit excessive for real. I should have rung my 12s really, but it's one of them. So that's the plan of action. Wind's coming down lovely. And looking forward to getting a rod live in the water. Happy days. So bosh, there it is, first rod's out. That's my middle rod, and I've opted to fish that in the open water, and obviously where I saw that fish earlier, it'd be a no-brainer. I've seen a fish, it's the only fish I've seen. Small show, but I saw it, and it was definitely a carp. So obviously I've put that, give or take, within a rod length of where I saw it. Mini mix pellet, injected with the monster crab flat spot, and to be honest with you, them pellets have been soaking in the flat spot. I probably put 2 bottles into them. I had about 3 kilo, because I had one of our 3 kilo pellet tubs. And what I'd done is I got a couple of bottles over a couple of weeks. This is the stuff left over actually from a BCAC video, which I didn't bring to Thailand. This is just stuff I had in the garage. So it's taken on, and then they start drying out. So you can imagine, after a couple of bottles, I can smell it from here now. It absolutely stinks, the stuff. So the mini mix pellet, and also just on the hook, so I'm sort of touching on everything. I've got one of our OG Fish wafters on a rigger hook. Like I said, it's a barbless hook. I've injected that bag in it. I know when that breaks down, it's going to sit beautiful just off the back of that hook, and obviously sit there with a nice little parcel of goodness there. So when it comes over, one suck, game over, and also the lead's going to reject. It's going to come up in the water, and hopefully I'm into an absolute nosopig. So there it is, first rod out. That's what I've done with that one. And like I said, I've opted to fish that on its own because I've seen that fish, and I don't want to scare him off from that by putting loads of bait out. And I'm pretty sure it's on the money. And I got a donk as well. Yep. Right, well that is rod number 2 out. That's my left hand rod, and opted to fish that on a D rig with 4 baits. So I've got 1, 2, 3, almost like 3 balls of a ball on top, if you like. When you pull them in a mesh bag, put them tight, they sit lovely. And then I get the hook in between, like you see on the screen now, and a little bit of foam on the hook. Didn't quite hit how I'd have liked to have hit on that, but I can always redo it if necessary. And with that, straight after, a bit of foam's popped up, bang, catapult. 1, 2, 3 catapults straight over the top of it, and have given them now, I would imagine, just over a kilo of bait on that spot. Straight up, OG fish, 40 mils out the bag, and that is our shelf life range as well. Remember, you can get that in the shop here at Coke and Farm. Back leaded down, straight down to the tip, out, and yeah, quite happy with that really. Really big lead on. I've got a 5-ounce lead on. Obviously it's going to come straight off. Set the hook, they're going to shake, it's going to come off, and they're in a whole world of problem, just trust me now. So yeah, fingers crossed we can nick a nosser soon. But rod number 2 out, happy with that, can't grumble really. And like I said, I can redo that in the next hour. I'll probably set my alarm and redo it every sort of hour or couple of hours, but yeah, happy. Now for the right hand rod on the margin, and it's blue and raining. Ooh. Wow, you can see 3 tips out now. T-shirt's back on, took my coat off, and it stopped raining. It's sort of very sporadic, if I'm honest. It's sort of stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. So the right hand rod, opted to drop it with the Parker bait. That's the particular rod that I have put the most bait over. The fish has just rolled in front of not Ian's peg. Oh, another fish has just rolled further up the end there. That's interesting. Anyway, taking my eyes everywhere, crikey. But no, right, so right hand rod, taken out the Parker baiter, dropped it on the baited spot. I feel most confident fishing over bait, if I'm honest with you. I really, really do. That's caught me off guard, that is, seeing them fish over there. I'm going to have to say to Ian when I finish this clip. I didn't show you the hook link, but I've went in with an OG Fish wafter again. But the only thing is slightly different. I've fished sort of probably a slightly longer bit of fluorocarbon, and obviously the D end I've made slightly bigger, so the mechanics of the rigs work better. It's deadly in its own right again, it really is, it's savage. And I've used it, again, a barbless hook. It's a twister, and it's a size 4. Really aggressive. The actual hook is turned inwards, so when you whip back down, it like I said, it's game over as soon as they pick it up. So that's it, 3 rods out, and I want to say quietly confident. I don't want to jinx myself, but I think there is definitely a few fish on the cards. Ian's still doing, I think he's got 2 rods out next to me, but I've got to go and say to him what I've just seen up there, because that's there's nobody on there, there's nobody up from him par 2 pegs, there's nobody up on this bank, and they are turning up tomorrow morning. So being that is the scenario, he might be able to punch one down there, permitting that people aren't doing it over there to our right, because I think there is someone sort of at the end of the island. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Sit back now, chill out a bit, because it has been a very, very busy day at the factory this morning, doing bits and bobs and what have you. So, and again, a fish has just rolled in that corner. Got to go and say to Ian. So for now, peace out, and I'll see you soon. Hopefully you see me very soon playing a fish and sort of trying to gauge what's going on, being that I've never fished this late before. I've got to learn like everybody else, so no privileges here. These were the last 2 pegs. Rang up the bailiff beginning of the week and sort of said, you never got any pegs? He said, yeah, I've got 2 pegs left, and these are the pegs you know, you can go in. So literally it is what it is, and I just hope that the fish are over here. I've seen that one that I mentioned to you, but I think there's 800 fish in here, and I think it's around 7 acres off the top of my head from what the background that I've got from the main shop. So yeah, I'll leave it at that, and I'll see you in a bit. After me getting off that clip, they are showing like bloody dolphins over there in the corner. Loads of them, loads of fish coming up. A couple of good fish as well, good 20s. And I said to Ian, mate, you need to get a rod on that. And as I'm saying to him, I'm going, hurry up, mate. There's been about 10 shows in the space of about 5 minutes. I've never seen anything like it. But I'm sort of keeping my voice down because there's people over to my left, and obviously they haven't seen it, and it's fizzing like a bloody jacuzzi over there. So it's definitely worth a solid bag. Obviously there's a lot of fish in here, so I'm sure they're going to move, but it'd be lovely for Ian to nick an early one, because that is a bite over there, I'm telling you now. The people over, I'll just switch hands here, the people over to my right, if I sort of go over the back there, I think they're packing up and leaving, or the other option is they may have seen what I've seen and they're moving on the fish. But yeah, there's definitely fish over there in their numbers. I'll take you in here quickly and flip the camera back. There he is.
Here we are. Hey.
Making a bag, mate.
Making a bag.
Sexy bag. What you got in there then, mate?
I've got one of the Magic Bean wafters. It's been soaking in a little fruity extract. Bit of mini mix pellet and a bit of OG magic dust.
OG fish magic dust, isn't it?
OG fish magic dust is one, yeah.
So yeah, lovely jubbly. I'm gonna shut up and let him get on with it. I don't want to put him off, but I reckon that's a quick bite, mate.
I hope so.
I reckon it is. And without pointing, that's where they are, where that big mushroom tree is in the background. And I'll scan to make it look like I'm videoing. And I'll see you in a bit. Let it go, let it go. Perfect. I reckon within the hour.
She's on the money, I'm in need. Maybe get me one of them carpy fish.
Well, my rods have been out about an hour now, and I didn't even realise the time. It's gone 4 o'clock, to be honest with you. But I've just seen another fish show tight up against, not in my water, although there's nobody fishing there at the moment. I could put a rod over there, but if they're in the zone, they're in the zone. I've got the baited spot over there, so I'm going to sort of sit back and wait. I've also had a few random liners on the right hand rod as well, which is strange. But is that fish over there feeding? I mean, quite aggressive, you know, not one beeper, it's like 2 or 3 beeps as well. Bob and dropped back, tightened up the spool, and that was it. 10-20 minutes later, same thing happened again. So is that fish feeding on the spot and they're clever? I don't know, but we're just kicking this way now. It's coming towards me, so it's sort of pushing. It's sort of all over the show. Earlier, when the fish was showing over sort of mushroom tree, the wind was sort of going over the back there. But yeah, lovely lake, very peaceful up here. Very, very peaceful, and that is pretty much all you want when you're fishing, really. Get away from the world. I do like peg 75 as well. I do like the fact that you can get your car behind the swims as well, which is quite nice, and it's all very hard ground, so you're not going to get your car stuck or anything silly like that. And obviously there's lakes here, there and everywhere here, but I don't reckon it's going to be that long. I really don't. I just hope we can nick one before the darkness comes in, but I still reckon Ian's going to get a bite on that right hand rod where I mentioned earlier. Currently coming up to about an hour now. I know I said I'd give it an hour, but it's probably about another 10-15 minutes and that rod's been out and out about an hour, so fingers crossed, baby. Right, wow, a few hours has gone by and it never did happen with Ian's rod. The fish are absolutely mugging us off over there because they keep showing, they really do. So we're going to use the Parker beta now, and he's going to reset his right hand rod. But it was lovely because we just had a lovely chat with a gentleman, come round, had a beer in that. Although I didn't have a beer, it was because I'm trying to cut down on everything at the moment, because otherwise it gets a bit crazy in regards to food. And I'm sure people watching this will know exactly what I mean, because I turn into a bit of a nosser when I start eating on the bank, whether that be takeaways and all different sorts of stuff. And I've got to be very careful, because at Coking Farm they do swim service, I remember from last time, and the food is absolutely unreal. But the gentleman come round, yeah, I fished the OG fish. I'm actually based in Southampton, so it's lovely to speak to people that are out proactively using the bait. And yeah, it was really nice to meet you, mate. So when you are watching this, thanks again for popping over. And he said to me, if I catch a good one, I'll let you know and come over. I said, yeah, definitely. I said, I'll get some video. I'll reel my rods in, come round, I'll get some video for you. So without further ado, myself and Ian now, I'm looking over there behind me. Ian fully Parker baited up. He's got his jumper, he's got his hat, and we're ready to rumbo, baby. We've got the Parker beta, all the gear.
No idea, baby.
And he's dancing again. This gentleman, I think we need to make a nickname for him. So on that note, let's get in the comments down below, and what we're going to start calling Ian on the channel, because you're going to be seeing a lot more of this gentleman over the duration of the next few years. So I'll leave that with you guys. Well, I wasn't expecting that, and definitely not complaining, because this is my first perch of the year, to be honest with you. I didn't do any perch fishing over the winter period, but I love these fish. They're beautiful animals. They really are obviously a predatory fish. Got these lovely sort of orangey red tails, and oh, look at it, what a cool animal. And if I can just push that up there, or try and hold him in one hand and lift up his spiky dorsal there, how cool is that? I had a screamer, mate, absolute screamer, and that come on, an OG fish. The originals, mate, like you just said, one of the
14mm original OG fish.
Dumpy dumbbells, yeah, couldn't believe it. Screamer, mate, wasn't it? Absolute screamer. Yeah, just madness. Come over, hit into it, I thought, that's not quite right. Give me a little bit of a fight, but yeah, like I said, what a beautiful animal. I'm going to get this one back. First one for me at Coking. And I tell you what, that's definitely better than a bream.
Come on the nosses.
Come on the nosses. Lovely jubbly. What we got then, Chef Ian?
Sweet and sour chicken, boy.
Oh, you done that last night, didn't you, mate? Look at that. Pre-cooked.
Slaving away.
Pre-cooked. And we've also got chicken flavoured rice as well.
Oh, devastating.
Prepping is key, mate, isn't it?
Devastating.
You got a backup pan, have you?
I don't know if it's going to be good for the rice.
Do, mate. Yeah. Take that one, and I've got the rice ticket, the chicken tickety bit. Look, tell you what, mate, that don't look bad, you know. Done that before, haven't you? How many chicken breasts are in there?
Well, we've got 3 between the 2 things.
Yeah, lovely. And
No,
then
I don't think there's lots tomorrow, but...
And then tomorrow we've got salt and pepper chicken as well. So got my mug down here with my water in, although it's not very clean. Starting to build up some stains in there. If anybody remembers my old one, the loyal Parker Baits viewers will know exactly what I mean. But the sun's starting to go down over the back there, so we're cooking with a view. Lovely, blooming jubbly. It seems such a silly thing, but Uncle Ben's or the cheap stuff you get in. Where did we go? Aldi this week, didn't we?
Aldi this one, yeah.
Aldi. You know, you've got a meal there. All right, granted, you've got fresh chicken, but if you just bought the packet chicken, we normally go to like Londis up the road from us. It's £1 for some packet chicken, pre-cooked. Add that rice, you got dinner for £2. Obviously, this evening we're eating like kings because that's not packet chicken. So yeah, it's going to be nice. Definitely saving us some money as well. So yeah, I'm up to exactly, mate. And we don't get food poisoning. Flat calm, well, sort of across this bit here, and I pull over to it. You've got a real weird chop coming through. It sort of keeps turning round. It's got its own weather forecast up here, it really has. But there's still fish showing over by the mushroom over there. I call it the mushroom tree. Probably see why. They've just had one as well, so fair play to them. And I'm just glad I had my first one. I'm going to count that because it's a perch, not a bream. There you go, we even saved a plate there from getting cleaned up.
Yeah, I guess.
Thank you very much, mate. Cheers.
Right.
Lovely jubbly. I don't know if you can see that. It looks quite nice to me. And sit back, enjoy, and hopefully get rudely awoken? Rudely interrupted, should I say, by a run.
Nice.
Very nice. Got any Himalayan rock salt?
I do. Right, something.
I might need some, mate.
You got some OG fruity nuts? OG magic dust?
No magic dust. A little bit of Himalayan.
Huh?
A little bit of Himalayan.
Yeah,
Yeah. Why not?
you got issues. There you are, sir.
Thank you, mate.
Can I interest you in a bit of the finest of the flat spots we offer?
This isn't just Himalayan rock salt.
Fruity
This is
and
Parker
one
Baits, dark pinks.
Monster crab.
No way. You can put some on yours.
I'm okay, thanks.
Lovely. I'll see you in a bit. I see my diet's going wow. These bad boys are unbelievable. The chocolate chip cookies. Well, how do you say, Bri Vita? Is that what you call them?
Yeah.
Like a breakfast.
But
they're oh, bosh.
Belvita.
Right off the end of the island. Absolute nosser pig. Every time I seem to turn the camera on, I see a show. So I got these. And if you weren't aware, Ian has got the sweetest tooth of all tooths. That's
Nothing wrong with a cheeky, snicky, snacky snoo.
And that's what he calls it at home as well. Snicky, snacky snoo. I know my missus is going to watch this and go, yep, that's Ian. But yeah, that's what he brung. I'm sure he's got a stash in all in that bag. Here he is. Middle rod. Had the right man there. My rods are so close together. I tried picking it up at the right old spaghetti junction. But I don't think it's very big, but hopefully I can get this one in and then we're off the mark. This is very fast at the moment, very sporadic, and normally when they do that they're smaller, but yeah. That was on the middle rod, and that was on a OG Fifth wafter.
The original.
The original. And it was sort of just thrown at showing fish earlier where I saw a fish show. Yeah, it's really don't think it's that big at the moment, but like I said, I'm not complaining.
Yeah, boy. The captains. Oh, the captains.
Right, well, we're going to get her up because I want to get that rod straight back out and hopefully get a few more. Happy days. Beautiful in every single way, to be honest with you, and I really can't grumble if they're going to look like this every fish, or fish should I say. Lovely jubbly. Going to put a little bit of carp care on this side before I slip her back. But yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Linear, and thank you very much, Parker Baits. Bosh.
Yeah.
Right, well, I've just finished off. There it is. see it there, I've just injected the bag. Then what I do is I dip the bag back into the magic dust, almost seal the hole off, and that give added attraction. Obviously I put the flat spot in there like I just mentioned, and then the mini mix pellet, as you can see below, which I've doused in the flat spot and all. But look at this, mate. Absolutely weeing it down out there now, which ain't so great, so I need to be very clever with this bag and get it out quick time. And that was sort of from open water where I saw a couple of fish show earlier. Didn't go off straight away, it's been out there probably an hour, but it went off eventually. But mate, that tip, bang bang bang, brilliant, real good fun that was. So time to get that rod back out. I'm not going to be able to get any recording of this, guys, but it's pretty sort of normal stuff, simple stuff if you like. And that's where I'm going to put it, same spot, nothing else round it, and hopefully I can nick enough on. That rain does sound like it's starting to slow off ever so slightly, so I might have a break now to flip this back out. Get it. Well, it stopped raining and my mate Mr. Swan's there. Ian's locked down over there, so to be honest with you, got an itch, didn't I? Typical Ben, and redone all 3 rods in the end. Re-dropped that one with the Parker beta, and obviously at this time it was raining. Typical now, it's stopped, and apologies for not getting any video, but yeah, re-dropped that one, got it real tight, then went round with a handful, just a handful of the OG fish, crumbed them up in my hands and just sprinkled them along the margin to try and get them pecking tight up against them reeds. So that's what I've done with that right hand rod. Middle rod, no brainer, put it on the same spot where I had the fish. Doesn't it look beautiful here, look? Although it's sort of dark skies over the back there, doesn't it look really, really nice? But yeah, that one there, probably give or take where that swan is now. I've looked up at the swan now, I'm looking through the camera lens here. But yeah, no, here is, funny enough, where that flick was there, is where the solid bag is. And then left hand rod, I've probably put another ½ kilo out on that, and redone that rod. The only difference is I'm fishing that D rig again, exactly the same. I've changed it to a wafter. I did have a hardened hooker on, and what I've also done is put a little bag, just a little bag of the mini mix pellet, just hooked it on the hook, cast it out, hit clip so it flicks it out, got a donk so I know that it's laying straight. So I'm really happy with that. I'm going to leave them rods tonight and hopefully they do the do. Obviously I can get up in the middle of the night and redo them depending. Obviously I want to lock on and listen throughout the night, but yeah, I'm going to sit back now and enjoy the evening. I'll probably touch base here now when it's dark unless I catch something before. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with that. And I can just feel the tapping on the back of my neck now of that rain. So I reckon we're going to be in a night of rain. It's definitely slowed up there in that corner now. I was watching a little bit, and I wonder if the fish are moving out, trying to, getting around the pond, if you like. There it is, just a swan over there. Hopefully he's not attacking me. He's actually eating the reeds at the moment, believe it or not. Ooh. It's had a half-1 wake-up call, right-hand rod, margin. Absolutely melted off, just landed it. It's only a small one. I'll try and get a bit of footage for you. Excuse me. But yeah, another fish, as South Coast Angler says, in the onion bag. Well, definitely by no means the biggest fish in the lake, but hopefully one day it grows up to be a real stunner. That beautiful scale patterns on them in it. Now the future of clover, look at that. Beautiful silvery goldy stacked scales. Look at that, lovely fish. Anyway, I'm not going to get this one up for a picture, and a few small ones there. Let's get these free bag. Cheers mate, cheers for the wake up call. Well, I don't want to keep my light on too long, but just to get some video. Right hand rod back out again. That was a margin rod that just went. And I've also used the catapult without putting my light on it to top up that left hand rod, sort of a wrap and a half, 2 wraps off the island. Probably about 6 catapults, about 25 baits in each catapult, 40mm OG fish. You see the swan in the background there coming over because he's heard me. But yeah, I'm going to get back to sleep. I'm absolutely knackered. And what a lovely wake up call. Get in. Yes. Wow, morning guys. I've had my night. I had a lovely lay in this morning and thoroughly enjoyed that, to say the least. It's been busy. It's been busy at Parker-Bates HQ, myself and Ian. I think this is like 9 days straight or 10 days straight going into yesterday. So it's not complaining at all for a second, but it's been busy. And obviously when you're getting up at 6 every day, it starts playing a toll on you, not only on your body, especially when you're doing the mixes on a daily basis, but just very nice to get out on the bank. We had, like I said, a laid into about 10:30, and that doesn't even happen. I don't even normally do that in my own bed at home, so sort of in and out of sleep. Don't get me wrong, I was up through the night for about 3 hours. I watched the water, tried to see what was going on. To be honest, there weren't many shows. Woke up this morning a little bit, done an hour, and I thought, no, you know what, I'm gonna have a nice little lay in this morning, and that's what I've done. And it's definitely made me supercharged. Me and Ian just had one of these bad boys as well. If you've not seen these before, Irish coffees, they're not cheap, but they're like a couple of quid a box or something, but a real treat when you're out on the bank. Definitely something on these rainy days, colder days, to warm the cockles. It's absolutely relentless, this rain. There's just no, I think Ian said, I think it was about 12 o'clock. It's been, even that time when I had the fish, it was a little lapse for about 25 minutes. It stopped raining, but it's just been absolutely constant rain, and throughout the day today it's raining and raining again. But it's time now to have some breakfast, which I'll get some video of, and I'm sure me and Ian will touch base after breakfast or later on this morning and sort of go over the last couple of weeks. There's been some exciting stuff happening in the Parker-Bates Open Day, but again we'll sort of touch on that in a little bit. And there is also people starting to turn up around the lake now, so I think that might be a pro, because I think it will make the fish move if they're holding up in certain spots. And you probably guessed it, because there is a lot of empty swims at the moment. They're probably sat in that water where there's no line pressure whatsoever. We've done everything we can to stop that, meaning I've used back leads, but you can only do so much. And the fish are definitely not silly in this particular lake. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Put my coat on and grab some eggs and bacon and start cooking that. So I'm absolutely Marvin. Well, there it is. I've got my 2 rolls. I won't show you inside, but I've got an egg and bacon roll there. But these aren't the same anymore, because you've got to pay for your sachets at what do you call it, McDonald's. I used to get these every time. It used to save me a killing, because you used to go in and just grab a few ketchups and save yourself some money on the bank, because these are perfect. But yeah, you've got to pay for them now, but these are the last few I had in my car. So breakfast with a view, a rainy view at that, and like I said earlier, it's just relentless. It really is at the moment. Here we go. Cars turning up, or vans turning up should I say. Come on fish, start moving. Still, shouldn't eat. I'm talking my mouthful, which is rude really, but yeah, that food was absolutely banging. Well, it's update time now. What is the time, mate? I don't even know what the time is. I probably should have looked at that before we started.
It's got to be about lunchtime, I reckon.
Yeah, coming up to lunchtime, we'll give it that. There's people starting to turn up, and I do think it will move the fish. At the moment, there hasn't been any rods really put in the water, because it's absolutely peeing it down still. But this is on for the rest of the day, mate.
Yeah, it was due yesterday. I think it's been pushed back a day, so luckily we managed to get set up and everything sorted yesterday, and it's come on today. But we're here. There wasn't many on the lake last night. I think there was us 2, one over to the right, and one over in the back
one in the corner, I think.
And yeah, one in each corner.
Yeah.
But I think from tonight it's fully booked in it till Sunday.
Fully booked. So I think
we got the last pegs, didn't we?
That's it, mate. We got the last pegs when we rang up. That was what was left, and I think I mentioned that in the video yesterday. So a little bit of sort of an update. I've just redone on my rods, but I'm not going to go over my rods because I've literally repeated exactly what I've done. I've just put fresh hook baits on one of my rods. Something's picked it up, and the hook was swimming round, and it definitely wasn't sitting right, because my D, where I fish quite a big D, I always put a bit of foam on. Now, when something picks it up and plays about of it, sometimes it can flick around and basically not sit right. But what I'm going to do is now we're going to just touch on your rods, mate. What you've done, something a bit different. I haven't spommed or anything, but
no, I have this morning. Last night, obviously we got it yesterday. It was a bit of on-off rain. not a lot of pressure on the water. So yesterday we seen a lot of sowing fish down to my left hand side where no one was fishing, so I went for solid bags down there last night.
How you didn't have anything
I
on that, I don't know.
understand.
And there was nothing what you were doing, I just don't know.
There was 2 bags down there, there was fish down there, but it is what it is. So this morning what I've done is, obviously with people turning up today, obviously I won't be able to fish down there at all. So I've gone for straight out in front of me. I found a nice little spot last night which we put the spoon over.
That's it.
So I've got a spot now, probably about 4 foot wide. I'd say around about 7 foot off the islands, because the guy said it's quite shallow near the island yesterday. So I've come back a bit, and the showing fish we've seen were about 7 foot off the island. So about 4 foot by 2 foot, must be about 20 spods out with a mix of the 14mm OG fish boilie, crumb, OG fish pellet,
mini mix,
and mini mix.
So a bit of everything, proper buffet.
That mini mix is what we soaked in the flat spot STOCKISTS,
the new limited edition one.
And whatever was left, we used.
And it's all gone, by the way, because I know people are going to comment on that. That is completely gone, sold out. It always does. The second it comes in, it goes out.
Well, we didn't even get a full bottle each, did we?
Well,
it was just what was left.
It was just what was left.
What was left,
Little
we got
bits.
to use. So that's all on there, and I'm fishing on my right hand rod. I've got a supercharged husband hooker.
Yep.
Full
OG fish,
18mm, and that is fishing on the right hand rod, and then the left hand rod is the original OG fish wafter in a solid
PVA bag.
That's a solid bag,
off the spot, isn't it? That one,
that
middle
is,
of the lake.
That is just off to the side of the spot. That one, so they're quite close together.
Right, sorry,
and then on my, that's
so
my
that's front,
rod.
so right and middle, and then your left hand
rod. I've sort of gone for 9 wraps out, middle of the lake, open water.
Yeah.
I haven't got like a lot of open water, but that's sort of like my boundaries, middle of the lake. And that's got a solid bag, that one, and that's got a OG fruit and nut with magic bean.
Yeah.
With a little bit of extra magic.
And that's all he's going to say on that one.
Something that we're playing about with at the moment.
Yeah.
Something, a flavour that I really love.
Yeah.
Something that we don't do at the moment, but we're playing about with. And if it works, you will be the first to know. And if it doesn't, I will keep trying to make it work. But apart from that, you know what I mean? It is what it is.
Yeah, no, cheers.
It's looking good. Weather's not great, but I'm looking forward.
No, same mate, same. So cheers for that, Ian. And I think, like you said, he's definitely went over every single rod there. And I think it's good because I haven't spawned. I don't know the lake at all. We've both come in grey. We've both never fished it. So why not? And then some people say, oh, it's a small lake, you shouldn't spawn and stuff. But I know people have spawned on here because I've heard it through the grapevine and people that have fished it before. So it's quite interesting to at least try it, to know that maybe that sound, means places like linear fisheries, you go there, when they hear that spawn, the fish definitely move in on it. Whether it's the same here, I don't know, but you've got to learn, you've got to try.
Well, my thoughts behind it is there's nobody here at the moment, or they're just turning up, so if I spawn now, if they do scare the fish off, as soon as people come up, start putting line pressure on, hopefully that pushes them back round, straight onto the baited spot that's there. Nice little dinner plate, all inclusive, all you can eat, OG fish baby, get on the bait.
So there it is, that's our update for now. Obviously it's very hard to get footage in this rain outside, so that's why we're both sat in the bivvy.
No dancing this afternoon, I'm afraid. Workout is on hold till tomorrow when the sun's out.
So there it is, Ian's on top form this morning after his...
woke up now, I've had me bacon and egg butty and me Monster Energy, I'm alive.
So there it is, we're going to leave it at that, probably touch base this afternoon, but rods are out, they're all on the money, we're confident. All we really do need now is for some people to start putting their rods in really and start smashing it apart, because I do think that's going to help us. One last thing just before we go, just before we started the clip, mate, we saw fizzing on both of our sort of spots, innit, really? Yeah. We've got that where I've put a hell of a lot of just boilie up, straight up boilie. It's the OG fish, it's the shelf life, it's the 14mm. Again, you can buy this at the Coking Farm shop. I've literally give a bed of it now, probably give them 3 kilo, give or take, just with the catapult, simple stuff. But I'm just starting to see fizzing over there. It stopped at the moment, but it was quite intense, should we say, probably about 5 minutes ago prior to starting this clip. So anyway, I'm starting to waffle now, so I'm going to leave it at that. Peace out, and I'll see you in a bit.
Right.
It's now just gone, coming up to, just gone 3 o'clock, and
it's not great because the people to my right have only just got a rod out, so I don't think it's sort of changed what's going on in regards to the water. Obviously them 2 pegs, there's 3 people that have turned up. The 2 people in the middle that will fish out to the middle of the island, I would think, would make lines go straight through the middle of the water, which would change things. But at the moment, because of the rain, I think they're like me, they're just going, pff. I mean, I'd be in the same boat if I just turned up. I'd be going, I ain't getting a rod out now, I'll wait till this to stop. Because I think 4 o'clock there's a bit of a stop in the rain. Thank you. But yeah, it's been hard. There's, you know, I don't want to sort of give you updates with no update, because literally I've just been sat here watching. Have I seen any shows? No. We've got a southwesterly coming in, and it's not benefiting me because it's not coming in my corner. But then saying that, I know I mentioned this yesterday, the wind's all over this show. You know, like, it's got its own weather forecast up here. 1 minute it's going that way, 1 minute it's going that way. It's never come back into my corner, to be fair, where I was fishing. As to part yesterday, it was literally coming in my bay, but then it was coming then across. So where we were seeing the fish yesterday, they were sitting off the back of the wind where Ian was. That's what they were doing. So the wind was quite aggressively coming down this way, and I would say the fish were sitting up where they were. They were sitting off the back of the wind. Loads of shows. There was only one bit of flat water, and where that bit of flat water was, the ripple sort of started where the mushroom tree was, where I mentioned. Whether that's got anything to do with that weather, sort of the wind pattern on top of the water, and which sort of safeguards it maybe a little bit, I don't know. But they were sitting on that flat bit of water. But what I thought I was at it to make it interesting for you guys is a couple of tips that I can give you when PVA bag fishing in the rain. Now, it can be a bit of a nightmare, and I've seen it before. It doesn't matter how fast you are, when it's raining like this isn't just misty rain, this is like full on peeing it down. So what can you do to help stop the PVA bag melting when you're in this scenario? Now, the first thing I would say is to help with the breakdown of the PVA is double bag your PVA. So all you want to do is, before you put anything in, is just get 2 PVA bags and put them inside each other, because obviously that will slow down the breakdown. Obviously get slow mount PVA as well, which is another thing you can do. And the last thing that I do, and what I've been doing this particular session, is getting the source, and or this case, sorry, I say this, getting the source, I've been using the flat spot. I've actually run out of the flat spot now, because I've used a full bottle of it. So I've actually nicked in and made a sort of a sauce, half sauce, half flat spot, and shaked it up, and I inject the bag. But what you can do is, with this sauce or the flat spot, being that they're both PVA friendly, is get it and cover it all over your bag, then dip it in the magic dust. I know I mentioned that already yesterday or this morning. What that will do is when the rain hits it, being that it's a liquid, yes, it's going to hit that. I'm not saying it's going to completely eliminate it, but it will give you a few more seconds, and every second counts, I tell you, in this scenario, because I've been there before. I've cast, especially when you're fishing at range. Maybe not so much on this particular lake, but the rain is that bad, it doesn't matter what you do, you're still going to have problems. Double bag, also put them liquids over, dunk it in the magic dust, and you should be pretty good for, you know, 30-40 seconds, enough to have your rod ready up against a bivvy, pull it out of the magic dust, and boom, get outside, compose yourself, do your wraps before you even tie anything on, and bang, hit your rod. Another thing as well is obviously make sure you dunk your line, or get some kind of lubricant on your reel as well, because another thing you forget, even with rain, I reckon it just gets the outside of the spool unless you've had your reels out all night long. I normally just dunk the whole reel in the water, so the whole spool is lubed up. And again, I do this prior to even tying my PVA bag on. Your wraps are done at this point. You tie your bag on, you pull your bag out, you compose yourself, you get your feet in, you compress your rod, bang, hit clip, feel it through the water, bang, put your rod down. And that's done me some bites, that is, because I think a lot of people, when it comes to the rain, go, you know what, I'm not fishing PVA because it's raining. Which, if you can do that and fish PVA and get away with it, then it's a massive benefit to your angling. Now, I'm sure people watching this will go, Ben, I knew that already, but there's also, I'm sure, thousands of people that watch this, hundreds of people that watch this, that didn't know that and have never tried that. And I'm sure, look at this rain, this is what I mean by heavy rain. And I'm sure this will benefit your angling. So there's my couple of tips in this video to sort of help you Oh, we got a boat going out over here. Matey's next door has got a boat. Whether that's got a fish finder on it, I don't know, but that's going to be interesting to see whether he picks something up. Because I might be able to, again, this is another thing there, and on that note, if someone's got a boat, they drop rods and you can see where they're sort of semi-catching from. I'm not saying you go and put rods on the boat and start poaching their swim, I'm not saying that for a second, but what you can do, if the gentleman's having fish, or the lady's having fish in that mid-water, in your zone, in your particular bit of the lake, maybe you could fish mid-water and ultimately catch something. So I'm going to leave it at that. Like I say, no real update, but a couple of little tips in this video. I always like to try and give you something, and I've always said this before. Now, if you watch these videos or watch a Parker Baits video and you gain 5% of the video, it's 5% that you can use in your own angling and potentially get some absolute pigs on the bank. I'll see you in a bit. It's weighing it down and the boy's in.
Literally, I was catapulted back over my baited spot.
Yeah.
And my solid bag one went.
Get in, mate. Get in.
40 birds, but no.
Well, I'm gonna let him concentrate because we want to get this one in because this is his first fish in a while. Being that he hasn't been out, so I'm gonna put the camera down so I don't get too wet. Throw it on his bed chair and hopefully net this bad boy. Get in here.
There we are. Solid bag, just off on the left hand rod. I was actually topping up the baits on my right hand rod and it's ripped off.
It did. Magic bean?
Magic bean, OG fish.
Pink one?
Pink one with that little extra added sauce.
Fully scaled. What a banger, mate. Well in.
First croaking hardfish. Happy as Larry. Can't complain.
Well in, mate.
Beautiful.
What's about it, mate?
There you go.
Lovely fish in it.
Beautiful, yeah. Really are.
Fish bump.
Buzzing. Thank you very much. Come on, the OG fish.
Yes.
Come on, the magic beans. We like to dance with magic beans in the rain.
Well, he said he would make it happen, and that's something we've been playing about with, and he's certainly done that, mate. I'm really happy for Ian because he really don't get out much, and he's definitely had a couple of years away from it all. So yeah, I'm buzzing for you, mate. That's 3 fish now, and hopefully that's the start of many. The bites didn't come till gone 8 o'clock, so we've had one slightly early today, which is brilliant, but it's still relentlessly raining, although it's sort of not as heavy as it was. But yes, get in, mate. Magic beans, doing it again. Get up. Wow, the rain has finally stopped. It must be about 5 o'clock, and I've never been so excited for 2 people to turn up. So now that is the lake full, there's 2 people in the end pegs, which should move the fish. The second lead start going out, or spawn, whatever they're going to do. Being that the wind's coming down this way, you'd like to think that me and Ian have done our do now, and the fish will move. And hopefully that is the case. But I've dropped my rod there with the Parker Beta, same spot again. And the only difference is I have put a pink magic bean over that, being that Ian's had one on a pink magic bean. It was a no-brainer.
A little added special sauce.
There you go, with a little bit of added specialness. That's a right hand rod. I'm going to redo the middle and the left hand rod over the next hour or so, and definitely fish the baited spot where I've continuously put bait out since I've been here on that spot there. But yeah, happy blooming days. Come on the carp. So it's dinner time, and I'm on dinner duty tonight, so we're going to have egg fried peri rice, so that's going to be nice, with some chicken. Ian's pre-cooked at home, so I'm going to cook this through, mix the egg in a second, and that is dinner for this evening. Lovely. There it is. It don't look much, but I tell you what, that's so much easier when it's pre-cooked. You're not going to get food poisoning like I mentioned yesterday on the bank. So I'm going to let this cook through, add that in a second, being that it's already cooked, so warm it through. We've got a nice dinner then, mate, haven't we?
Lovely jubbly.
Lovely. So dinner time, here it is. I'm not very good at cooking, but I'm going to give it a go.
Bon appetit.
Very nice. You know what it needs though, mate. It's good enough for the fish. It's good enough for me, baby.
That's come out of my bait box, that is.
No, it ain't. It's come out of mine.
Look at him go.
Salt,
Nights in a row.
salt bay it. Instantly better. Well, after my salted chicken, I'm feeling quite satisfied now, and it's now 8:05, and the wind's still trickling down, and there's actually a bit of a break in the sun as well, which is lovely. And my coat just fell off the top of the top of the tent. I'm trying to dry it out because it's absolutely soaked from the carnage today. But if you like, don't fix what's not broken. I know my rods are live. I'm not going to bring them in. I think I'm going to leave them exactly where they are. And maybe, unless I see something that keeps showing on the same spot, and then obviously I'll be proactive as an angler and change them. But I think that's enough. I've done enough. I'm happy with that, and I can't really do much more. I've only seen one other fish come out since we've been here, which was the gentleman over to my left, what I've seen since I've been here. Maybe there's been more fish out, but I haven't seen. I've got a mate, he's directly in front of me, and obviously you've got the people over my right that have turned up today, and obviously the people that have turned up to my left. The gentleman's put a rod right in the corner. It's on the money because I watched him drop it with his boat. Everybody seems to be fishing boats up here, which is fair enough. But he's literally dropped that boat on the absolute money over there. So if he don't get a run off that left down rod where they were boshing yesterday, then I'll be surprised. But then I say that, and Ian called me out, and he was like, "Yeah, but they haven't been boshing there today, Ben, have they?" I was like, when you say that, they haven't really, because myself and Ian, although it has been raining, I'm sort of, we've got a peak on the frontier. You can sort of keep your head out and watch. Obviously, I can't get footage of me doing that, but we've been sort of doing that together today. You know, he's got a slightly different bivvy, but he's sort of looking out, watching this end of the water that I can't watch, and I've sort of been looking up and watching that end, sort of working together, if you like. So yeah, that is the update. I'm just going to sit back now. I don't want to keep going on and sort of updating you with nothing, but like I said, the food was nice. I'm going to sit back now, watch that darkness roll in, and hopefully, just hopefully, one of them 30-pounders in here absolutely screams off. That would make the trip for me. Even a 20, you know, a 20 would make the trip for me. I'm happy anyway. It was lovely to see Ian catch one earlier. It really was, you know, having a right old buzzing. He was having a little old dance in that, and we had a little dance together, to be fair. I said I'll have a proper dance if I catch a 30, so hopefully that is the case tonight. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to sit back now, watch the darkness roll in, come on the Parker baits, and come on the carp. So I had to keep you in the loop with this. So that gentleman I mentioned come round yesterday, spoke to me and Ian. We had a chat for about an hour. His name's Rob, and he's added me on Facebook, and obviously he come up yesterday evening. He's done overnight, and he messaged me. He said I've had 7. Obviously he's on Parker baits as well. That's what we were talking about. So fair play to Rob if you're ever watching this, mate. And Ian gave him some special, something we've been playing about with, these little yellow wafters. The ambassadors will know exactly what I'm on about. And he's had 3 on him as well, so fair play to you, mate. Absolutely brilliant angling. And obviously I mentioned to you earlier, the wind was hacking down there. Rob said to me, mate, the wind's been smashing down there all day, which is another good thing to know. They do like that wind. If the wind's relentless going in there, it's been there all day. It's only turned in the last 2 hours. So hopefully, being that it has turned, it starts pushing them back down this way. And on that note, the guy gentleman to the right of me, he's literally just released it there. So fair play to him as well. So that's a good sign. That was a gentleman that was taken out, and I'm pretty sure he was dropping the boat right up against that island, which, you know, I've got rods sort of semi-close to that, and my... I'm confident. I just need them fish to come over. They come over that spot, it's game over. They get a little bit of taste of that OG fish. They're in a whole world of problem. So yeah, I had to keep you in the loop with that. And Rob, like I said, mate, one more time, fair play, top class angling, 7 fish. It's good going to 26.8, I think he said, 26.8. And well done from me. So like I said, I'm watching it roll in, but it's lovely because I love these long sort of summery evenings, if you like. You know, you really have. It's completely opposite to the winter, and it's nice to sit here because you can really sort of lock onto the water and see every bit of show because you've got that little bit extra sunlight for that little bit longer. So yeah, fish has come out over there. It's looking positive. The wind's still coming down. Like I said before, come on the carp. Right, wow, last bit of light. As I said, watching that sort of darkness roll in. I don't know what it is, but every single fish in here is an absolute bouter. in regards to the looks of it. I mean, look at that for a fish, mate. That's a banger, absolute banger. Both sides. That was one of Ian's special beans. Just below the
speciality beans.
just below the linear there's these two little sort of pea scales as well, which is beautiful. But yeah, really happy with that. I'll quickly show the other side, slip this one back. This is on the margin rod where I've put primarily most of the bait and obviously just been handing it in over there. So let me just turn this round, show the other side. Get in. So bosh, there it is, there's the other side, just as beautiful. Well happy with that. Thank you very much, Mr. Miller, and thank you very much, the Parker Baits, the magic beans. Well, that's what done the do. And because the light is fading, even struggling to record that look, because it's starting to go off. And when it decides to focus, come on, there we go. Rod's back out, Ian helped me there. I said, right, we've got to get this done quick before this light fades, because we're literally on the last, what, 20 minutes of semi-light. And the camera's really lighting that up as well. It's a lot darker than it actually is. The joys of a camera. But yeah, Rod's back out, right hand rod, pink magic bean. Get in there. Now, sit back, do exactly the same as what I just mentioned. Watch the rest of the darkness roll in. And hopefully that's the first of many this evening. With that wind going down there, me and Ian both just said they love the wind in here, mate, don't they?
The wind, follow it off the back all day long.
Yeah. So when that rod was over in the corner I mentioned earlier, when the wind was going that way, the wind's turned, and he's had one, this gentleman, and now I've had one as well. So like I said, hopefully the first of many. Come on, the carp, get it. Well, believe it or not, it's about 11 o'clock, and again, I know I say the light, the camera lights it up, it really does. And don't that look lovely, the rods there, look, don't that look cool. I've got the light on the bivvy, but it's definitely time to get some sleep. Like I said, I was up for about 3 hours last night, and then woke up first sort of light, watched it for a little bit more, and then sort of had that lay in like I mentioned. But we're off at 10 o'clock tomorrow. But it's been a great trip here at Coking, but hopefully we've got a few more to be had. That's 4 now between me and Ian, and I'm happy with that, I really am. Like coming on over the back there. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that, and hopefully next time you see me, I've got an absolute nosser pig I'm going to be playing or in the net ready to show you. And I think that was a show then, I don't know if you saw that. Oh, well, you're looking at a man that ain't had much sleep, frustrating sleep really, because there was a lot of fish, a hell of a lot of fish in that middle section, not in my water. And the most frustrating thing in the world is you can keep hearing fish, bosh, 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 but you can't put a rod on them. And matey's next door has just had a good one as well. I'm pretty sure he's had it from that open water as well. But yeah, it was sort of, I would have said, a peg up from me's water and sort of going into the gentleman up from that. I mean, from about 3 till 5:30, so about 10 shows. Hell of a lot of shows, and they weren't just little shows, they were like fish coming out of the water, big old dustbins jumping out of the water sort of thing, you know, 20+ pounders, which is a bit gutting really. We're not gutting, but frustrating is probably the word, especially when you can't do nothing about it. And I see one, I heard one, which was over Ian's side last night, and that must have been about 2 o'clock. That was sort of early on, because I nearly went over to Ian and went, "Yeah, mate, it's going to go off now. I've just heard one go off over, literally directly over your spot." And I've just seen another one. Just seen another one there as I've looked up. Right in the middle of the drink, that is. So you've got the 2 islands, and if you were to draw a line straight down the middle, a fish is just head come back down again. So they're clearly in that middle body of water over there. I don't know how many they've had in that middle bit. Excuse me. But yeah, very frustrating night. No fish to report, and what I have done is though, sort of last night. When was it? About 5ish, just before the light started coming in. Nah, it was sort of, yeah, just the light was there, to be honest, because I could see what I was doing. Just had a knock on the rod that I was just about to tell you about. PVA bag literally on my borderline, straight in the middle of where I've been seeing them. Obviously not in their water, but just if you were to draw a line, there's like a reed and it goes down to sort of my side of the bank, and there's like a marker. So if you do draw a line across that, that's where I've put that rod, hoping and praying that the fish do get up here, because there's quite a lot of pressure up there. You've got mateys there, you've got another one on there, you've got another one, 1, 2, 3, 4 anglers all sort of fishing that body of water. So yeah, that's my last hitch efforts, if I'm honest with you. We're going to have some breakfast this morning. We've got sausage sandwiches this morning. I'm absolutely raving. I'm quite tired as well. I was going to go fishing this afternoon, but I don't think I'm going to. I've got a few bits to sort out. I've got the NSX is going to get back on the road. My mate Brad's just insured it, so I'm looking forward to getting back out in that car. My pride and joy, that is. It has been for several years, and always will be, I think. And I'm looking forward to getting out of that. So I'm not going to be doing that this afternoon due to the weather, but I can sort out a load of bits and bobs and obviously start sorting out all my gear when I get home as well. So yeah, that is the update, and I'm going to sit back now and just, fingers crossed, definitely make a coffee, because that's needed. One of these bad boys again, one of them Irish coffees that I mentioned to you. And see you in a bit. Fair play to him, he's in again. They're definitely on in the fish, and it's absolutely smashing it down. So mate, if you ever do watch this, fair play. It's top class angling, that is. Very, very good. I don't envy him in that rain. Horrendous weather. Well, cooking's definitely not my forte, but Nossa sandwich for Ian, mate. Yours is the one. Well, either or, to be honest with you, mate.
Nice one, mate.
Enjoy.
He's a tiger.
With a view. Had a lovely chat with the guy on the end. Watches the videos, and what a lovely gentleman. Had a lovely chat with him. But time to start packing down. I was starting to break down the Parker beta. And obviously put everything away, and the wind's picking up, but hopefully I can get it away, because at the moment, look, she's not too, quite dry. It'd be nice to get the bivvy away dry as well. Ian, look, Speedy Gonzales over there, he's all packed up already, look, or nearly. So yeah, that's the plan of action. It would be nice to nick one before I leave. Well, just the net to go, and the next people are turning up already, nice and clean, ready for them to enjoy their session. Right, well, I don't think we could have timed that any better. It's starting to smash it down outside, literally by the second that was, mate. Put the last bit in the car and the heavens have opened. So that was our take on Coking Farm. And if you are down here, guys, remember we are now fully restocked and also in the Coking Farm shop. So if you want to support the Parker Baits Wave and support the family, small family run business, it'd be greatly appreciated when you pop in, grab yourself some emoji fish or some fruit and nut, or a selection of the other products that we offer here at Coking Farm. It'd be greatly appreciated. Also, if you do want to get down to their fishery, all you've got to do is go on their website, get the contact number, give them a call, and you can get yourself booked on. That's how it works at this particular venue. And I think I've also mentioned about the food here as well is incredible. The gentleman that I was speaking to earlier was showing me the menu, and that's dangerous, if I'm honest with you, because the food looks absolutely banging. So there it is. That's this week's upload. I hope you liked it, guys. If you have, give us a thumbs up. Make sure you comment down below. Smash that subscribe button so you don't miss any videos going forward. And I'll see you all very soon. Peace out.